Widely disseminated. Of course not. Teddy bear's fine?
Yeah, I didn't bring it. Did you bring a cornet?
Just the trouble. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Our couch can be dismissed just once. I'm so glad Al did this one. I still want to find that box.
I know, and
So we have to see each other on Tuesday.
Great. I haven't gone through all of it. Some of it's still at my house. It's not at my house, but we should go through it. Find it. Right?
once the event starts,
Okay.
and then we'll have and then be ready to cut it off immediately upon them reaching the platform,
Okay.
and make sure the other thing is already open. Make sure Anchors Away is already up.
Oh, okay. So what's the interlude music going to be?
That's what we need to sort of choose.
And does it need to be like
Maybe Black Horses? No, I don't want that to play.
offertory type thing?
How
Like
about what about
one of those
the
honeysuckle
fanfare?
things? Which fanfare?
Fanfare from La Prairie?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Let's do that. So Fanfare from La Prairie and Anchors Away.
Okay. And
That
this
way
is
we
like
have one
for
page book
during
ready.
the. So we don't have to actually set it up till our prelude is over, or we should. He's the guy that would give you the keynote.
Black horses now.
I think JC's getting touched too. Okay, that's just a Spirit airplane.
That's just a 2-4.
So we'll go for interlude? Joe, you cut out.
Eric, at 22, we play the melody together. So I'll let you play it first, and then 8
Still
measures
go
later
for
I'll play
band
it as an
for
archive.
interlude?
You have, what part do you have?
I have second.
Okay.
Yes, I know
So
there was discussion about
you
switching
play
to
the
camp.
melody at 22, but then I'll play it at 30 for like 4 bars.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise it's a tape read. Who does that, Greg?
I know, right?
Actually, on this one, I wish there was like a 4-bar
Copy that.
interlude before
All right, Kylie.
41. I wish there was like 4 bars of rest.
Oh,
Are you ready?
yep.
Wait.
Sorry, black horses. Sorry.
That's like an hour from now.
Oh, okay.
Rita, be ready.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
Will be forgiven later.
I didn't hear it. Oh, the tune.
Yeah.
I didn't know if these would be appropriate or not, but the first one looked familiar to me.
Sounds great. Let's do it. Do we do the repeats?
Yes. All repeats good.
Both pieces?
Just one.
Honeysuckle?
Yep. Spelled funky.
Pony.
Never know.
Do we do anything different?
Probably.
So we just play the repeats? Nothing different on the second time? Okay.
Correct. Do not go on tonight.
Okay.
Sorry.
We're in 2, right?
Yes. I thought it was much faster.
Okay, that's fine. It says
Skip ahead one, hold the Semper Fi for the last two.
Okay.
Good morning. Our program will begin in 5 minutes. Please find a seat. Please welcome Vice President Marketing and Marine Traffic, Brendan P. O'Connor.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. So thankful for you all to be here. Good morning. I'd like to welcome you all here to this christening of the Mark W. Barker. So pleased that you could be here to join us. I'd like to welcome the United States Coast Guard Cleveland Honor Guard and ask for them to present the colors. Please stand. I'd like to welcome Chris Baugh to the stage to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Chris. Wonderful. Thank you, Chris. I'd now like to introduce Father Norm Douglas from St. Vincent de Paul Parish in Akron, Ohio, to do the invocation.
O God, you are the source of all goodness and human ingenuity. As our Creator, you have endowed each person with a creative spirit to partner with you in making our world more beautiful and our human family more generous and caring. We are inspired by and give thanks to the legacy of Interlake Steamship Company for the dedicated and conscientious work they have been doing for over a century. We are about to christen this impressive and innovative Mark W. Barker ship. We give thanks for all within the Great Lakes region and beyond who over many years have been dedicated to the planning, construction, and financing of this effort. This has truly been an impressive product of USA ingenuity and collaboration. Oh Lord God, bless all of us here, including many who have traveled at a great distance. Be a positive presence to those unable to be here, but whose heart and spirit are with us. And when we go forth from this celebration, continue to inspire each of us daily that to do our part to bring people together and make the world just a little bit better. Grant this in your name, a God of all love. Amen.
Thank you, Father Douglas. It's now my great privilege to introduce a man that needs very little introduction, a titan of industry who has been leading our group. Jim Barker exemplifies hard work and dedication. His passion for the Great Lakes and his company was personally evident when he provided such a compelling reason for me to leave Mormac Marine Group in Connecticut for his cherished Interlake Steamship 25 years ago when I relocated. A recognized expert and industry leader in marine transportation, Mr. Barker has skillfully steered Interlake Maritime Services and its predecessor companies as chairman since taking the Interlake Steamship Company private in 1987. He is also vice chairman of Moran Towing Corporation, Mormac Marine Group, and the chairman of Sea Streak. Prior to the purchase of the Interlake Steamship Company, Mr. Barker was chairman of the board and chief executive officer of Moore McCormick Resources, a position he held since joining the company in 1971. During this period from 1971 to 1988, Moore McCormick grew from a $50 million company to more than $800 million in revenue. In 1975, Mr. Barker was named Outstanding Chief Executive for Transportation by Financial World. Before joining Moore McCormick, Mr. Barker was Executive Vice President of Temple, Barker & Sloan, a management consulting firm that he co-founded in 1969. During the Reagan administration, Mr. Barker served as a member of the Service Policy Advisory Committee of the United States Trade Representative. He also served on the Business Advisory Committee of the Transportation Center at Northwestern University, on the Board of Visitors at Columbia College, and was a member of the Board of Directors of the Harvard Business School from 1982 to 1992. Mr. Barker has served on various boards of directors, including GTE, Verizon, and Brinks. He received a Bachelor of Arts degree from Columbia University and an MBA with distinction from Harvard Business School. He holds an honorary Doctor of Science from the Maine Maritime Academy and served 4 years in the United States Coast Guard. Additionally, Mr. Barker is distinguished as a 2022 recipient of the Lone Sailor Award, as a veteran whose subsequent career and life have demonstrated the core values of honor, courage, and commitment. I'm so thrilled to introduce our chairman, James R. Barker.
Yeah, please be seated. I'd like to introduce the people on the stage. On my far left is Kay Barker. Hold your applause until we're done. We've got lots to do this morning. Kay Barker is my wife of 65 years, and today she wants to be known as the proud mother of Mark Barker. The mayor is with us today, Mayor Justin Bibb, and I'll introduce him in just a minute. You've met Brendan already, and next to him is Congresswoman Chantal Brown, and next to her is Marcy Kaptur, a legend in the Great Lakes and the support she's given to the Great Lakes. On the back is Sonia Roberts, the president of Cargill's Salt Group, and we're glad to have her today. And as you will hear over and over again, it's Cargill that put this boat on the water with their support of this ship. Mark Barker is here, and you'll hear from him a little bit later. He's the President and Chief Executive Officer of Interlake. And next to him is his partner, Megan November, and she will be christening the ship. And then over on my left is Michelle Gilchrist of Governor DeWine's office, and of course you've already met the father already. So let's move on to Justin Bibb. Justin Bibb is 35 years old. He's a millennial, and you know millennials, they're supposed to change the world, and they are. And when you hear what he's done in his young life, you will be impressed, and you will know that we're going to hear much about Justin Bibb in the years to come. He is super educated. He went to American University and graduated from there as an undergraduate, and then went on Senator Obama's staff as his first assignment. He then moved after Obama ran for president. He moved to Cuyahoga County and worked on issues dealing with economics and education. He also led the city's practice at Gallup. In the meantime, he got an MBA. He attended the London School of Economics, and he attended Case Western Reserve, where he got his MBA and his law degree. So he's certainly well educated. But after that, he was the vice president at KeyBank, and most recently, he was the chief strategy officer at Urbanova, a startup focusing on improving cities. So it's my great pleasure to give you the mayor of our wonderful city, Justin Bibb.
Thank you, John, so much for that wonderful introduction. I got to tell you, through executive order, I ordered 80 degrees in the sunshine with no humidity, so I'll take all the credit. And I'm just wishing the Blue Angels will do a quick hi in a couple minutes, too. But today is a wonderful day in the great city of Cleveland, Ohio. And truly, to me, as a mayor of this great city, today symbolizes Cleveland's comeback. Cleveland's comeback, but also symbolizes the great history we have as a beacon of innovation in the industrial sector. From Cleveland Cliffs to Sherwin-Williams to Cargill, this ship right here represents the best of industry and the best of Cleveland. And I think it's fitting that we are christening this ship right before we celebrate Labor Day weekend. Now, I know for me, Labor Day is all about getting my favorite barbecue from Mount Pleasant Barbecue in the southeast side of Cleveland. But really, it's a time for us to reflect on the importance of labor, the importance of hardworking people that powered Cleveland for many generations, and it's that ingenuity of hard work from labor that will power the next generation of innovation, not just in Cleveland, but across the nation. So let's reflect on that this weekend, and congratulations to everybody in this room that made today possible. We appreciate you so much. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mayor. We appreciate your remarks. I now have the opportunity to introduce Michelle Gilchrist, who is the District Director for Governor DeWine. Michelle?
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here representing both Governor DeWine and Lieutenant Governor Husted here today. As a lifelong Clevelander, Northeast Ohioan, and as a daughter of my father who sailed on the Great Lakes, it's just come together full circle for me today. So not to belabor this moment, let me share with you some words from the governor and lieutenant governor in a proclamation to mark this occasion. Whereas the Interlake Steamship Company is celebrating its new ship, the first ship built by the company in more than 40 years, and the first built on the Great Lakes in more than 35 years. Whereas the MV Mark W. Barker, a self-unloading bulk carrier, is the first ship made for the U.S. Great Lakes Service and built on the Great Lakes since 1983. Whereas the ship will transport raw materials such as salt, iron ore, and stone to support manufacturing in the region. And whereas major partners for the project include such organizations and companies as American Bureau of Shipping, Bay Engineering, Caterpillar, Lufkin Industries, McGregor, and Sherwin-Williams, and was built with steel mined and milled by Cleveland-Cliffs. And whereas the vessel is named for Mark W. Barker, Interlake's president and second-generation leader, now therefore we, Mike DeWine and John Husted, Governor and Lieutenant Governor of the state of Ohio, do hereby recognize the christening of the Mark W. Barker on this, the first day of September 2022. Congratulations.
Thank you, Michelle and Governor, very, very much. I'd now like to offer a video that's been provided to us and submitted by the Maritime Administrator, Ann Phillips.
On behalf of the Department of Transportation and the Maritime Administration, I offer our heartiest congratulations to Interlake Steamship Company, as well as to Fincantieri Bay Shipbuilding, and to so many others who made this historic day possible. I am honored to send my best wishes as you christen the Mark W. Barker and to celebrate this incredible milestone. Your extraordinary accomplishment showcases the strength and ingenuity of American shipbuilding and the Great Lakes maritime industry. Let me also thank the Marine Engineers Beneficial Association, the Boilermakers Locals 107, 449, and 647, Carpenters Local 1349, Electrical Workers Local 158, International Longshoremen's Association Local 1317, Plumbers and Steamfitters Local 400, and United Steelworkers Local 5000. MARAD is very pleased to have supported this incredible effort through our Capital Construction Fund and Small Shipyard Grant Program. And we are proud to celebrate your commitment to a stronger and more sustainable maritime future, one that enhances cargo solutions and results in fewer environmental impacts. We also couldn't be prouder of our thriving maritime industry, which is vital to our economic success and our national defense. Best wishes to you all, and Godspeed to the Mark W. Barker and all who sail aboard her.
It's now my great privilege to introduce Representative Chantal Brown. In 2017, Representative Brown was elected chairwoman of the Cuyahoga County Democratic Party, leading the state's largest Democratic county. In November of 2021, she was proudly elected to serve Ohio's 11th congressional district, including Akron, Cleveland, and its eastern suburbs. Less than 48 hours after being sworn into office, Representative Brown supported passage of the bipartisan infrastructure law, bringing jobs to Northeast Ohio, improving public transportation, and delivering clean water to families, also expanding access to high-speed internet. Representative Brown has demonstrated a commitment to working across the aisle whenever her values and objectives overlap with Republican members of Congress. She's an active member of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, Congressional Black Caucus, and the New Democrats Coalition. She serves on the House Agriculture Committee and the Committee on Oversight and Reform. We could not be any more delighted to have Representative Brown here with us today, and I am privileged to introduce her. Representative Chantal Brown. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
It is an honor to be with you today for the Interlake Steamship Christening ceremony of the Mark W. Barker. Before I begin, I would also like to acknowledge our esteemed guests, my congressional colleague and friend, Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur, and of course my brother and friend, City of Cleveland Mayor Bibb. I also want to recognize the other dignitaries who celebrate today's proud moment, President Barker and the Interlake Steamship Company team. Let's give it up for them one more time, please. Throughout history, maritime vessels have played a vital role in shaping our nation's expansion. They have transported consumer goods from ocean port to ocean port, up and down our rivers and across our lakes, helping strengthen the U.S. economy and ultimately serving American families and businesses. For more than 130 years, the Interlake Steamship Company has played a vital role in maintaining this effective mode of transportation and has built a resilient legacy here in Cleveland. Since its founding, the Interlake Steamship Company has proven to be a pillar in the shipping industry over the years, providing innovative solutions to maritime concerns, quality service, and the highest possible customer service satisfaction. The Interlake Steamship Company has consistently exhibited its core values of integrity, respect, high performance, and accountability. Because of these core values, I am confident the Barker will provide safe, successful voyages while maintaining the trust of the community it serves. The Interlake Steamship Company is a central part of the transportation infrastructure in our region. The longstanding Cleveland Company transfers the critical raw materials for our nation's steel makers, Northeast Ohio's construction and cement industry, and transport road salt to our region's municipalities to ensure the safety of our thoroughfares and highways in the winter months, and they are brutal here. It is important to note that the Interlake Steamship Company has gone above and beyond to protect our waterways by integrating the latest technologies to help prevent oil leaks and protect our wildlife. The bipartisan infrastructure law was enacted to support maritime efforts like the launch of the Mark W. Barker. It will be the first ship on the Great Lakes with engines that meet EPA Tier 4 emission standards, enhancing control technologies and decreasing sulfur levels. Together with funding allocated for port upgrades, the Barker will help our region continue to fight inflation by preventing supply chain disruptions that have driven up the cost for American families. The Interlake Steamship Company's ships operates under the Jones Act, requiring ships navigating U.S. ports only to be U.S. owned, crewed, and built. The Barker is the first fully self-propelled Jones Act ship built for the Great Lakes in 35 years, the age of my favorite mayor, and the first one for the Interlake in 41 years, just a little younger than I am. Two of our proud union, Marine Engineers Beneficial Associations and the United States Steelworkers will safely crew the vessel, another boost to our region's economy. Today, go ahead, thank you. Today, we celebrate the proud American Cleveland tradition of the Interlake Steamship Company. May the Mark W. Barker and all who sail upon her be blessed and granted safe passage on all future voyages. We eagerly look forward to the impact of her voyages that they will have on our region and the proud legacy of the Interlake Steamship Company. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce my colleague and friend, Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur. Congresswoman Kaptur currently serves as the representative for Ohio's 9th District and is the longest serving woman in the U.S. House of Representatives. As chair of the Energy and Water Appropriations Subcommittee, Congresswoman Kaptur was instrumental in funding the new Army Corps of Engineers lock-in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Congresswoman Kaptur has helped solve the Great Lakes dredging crisis by adequately funding the Great Lakes Navigation System, and she has expanded the role and the name of the St. Lawrence Seaway Development Corporations to include the Great Lakes. Go ahead, yes, it's worthy of applause. Congresswoman Kaptur was born in Toledo, and she is not just a Great Lakes champion, but a national treasure. She fights tirelessly. Yes, come on, give it up. She is our treasure. She fights tirelessly for our region, environment, farmers, and industrial base, and hard-working men and women everywhere. She champions the health of Lake Erie and the health of our economy, opening markets for Ohio farmers and Cleveland salt. Like this fine ship behind me, Congresswoman Kaptur keeps our economy and region headed in the right direction, and it's safe to say we can call her the First Lady of Great Lakes Shipping. With that, please welcome my good friend, Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur.
Thank you, Congresswoman Brown. I think I'm going to sit down right now. I was just sitting there and reflecting, what a beautiful day. There couldn't be a more beautiful place for us to gather on this Labor Day weekend of 2022 than right here. Thank you so very much for Interlake in your intergenerational family for inviting your guests. We're honored to be in your presence. Chantal, I want to say, you know, you're a real champion already, and I can tell you, you and Mayor Bibb are rising stars on the national stage from our Great Lakes region, and we want you to keep going. If you come to the house where Chantal and I are privileged to serve, above the speaker's rostrum at the very peak is this quote, which is my favorite. It's by Daniel Webster at the founding of our republic. Let us develop the resources of our land, call forth its powers, build up its institutions, promote all its great interests, and see whether we also, in our day and generation, may not perform something worthy to be remembered. I truly am honored to be here with you in Cleveland on the banks of beautiful Lake Erie, a freshwater lake, to celebrate this christening of the first U.S. freighter built on our Great Lakes in nearly 4 decades. It will bear the name of one of the sons of the lakes, Mark W. Barker, who never forgot where he came from. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Kay. Today, we all witness history, an historic day that our founders would have called American progress. American progress. A giant leap forward here in our Great Lakes. And don't underestimate not just the financial cost of this ship, but what it took to do this. To imagine it, to achieve it, to have it built here in our Great Lakes. This is no small undertaking because it represents the future of maritime shipping on our Great Lakes system, which we also share with our closest ally and trading partner, the nation of Canada. I was reminded of one of my favorite quotes about the sea from Proverbs. For those who sail vessels and those who go down to the sea in ships, who do business on great waters, they have seen the works of the Lord and his wonders of the deep. To be a sailor on the Great Lakes takes guts. To be a sailor in deep waters takes guts. The Mark W. Barker represents the best of made in America ingenuity, embodying the true majesty and talents of the people of the Great Lakes. We are a comeback Great Lakes, and it takes all of us working together beyond party to make it happen. Thousands of miles of shipping lanes traverse our nation's longest coastline. From up north on Lake Superior, the deepest of our Great Lakes, through the Soo Locks, about to be revolutionized, all the way to the Atlantic Ocean through the Great Lakes, St. Lawrence Seaway, the shortest distance from the United States of America to the ports of Northern Europe and beyond. I can tell you one thing. Europe needs us right now. Ukraine needs us right now. Poland needs us right now. These Great Lakes become more important with each passing day and their shipping capabilities. Our region makes and builds what makes and builds America. Our seaway moves the materials, the manufactured goods, and agricultural products that propel American strength. Every industry represented here today, and I wish I could call each name out, from steel to automotive to energy to agriculture, construction, and more, depends on these navigable sea lanes, on these seaworthy vessels, and their hard-working crews. This magnificent vessel, U.S. built, U.S. owned, U.S. crewed, and U.S. forged with American steel, will carry ore from the mines of Minnesota and Michigan so that Great Lakes manufacturers can construct the building blocks that build America. The Mark W. Barker represents the future of our Great Lakes region so that she has a future. It will bring new capacity and spur new development. It will help unleash the full modern potential of the Great Lakes shipping industry still unrealized. As I look out at this sizable crowd, and you're so polite, I am pleased to be joined by so many of our friends in labor who built and will crew and service this vessel for modern America. To our steelworkers, members of the Marine Engineers Beneficial Association, and longshoremen, to all the building trades men and women who are here today, you all have exacting, tough jobs. We value you. We value you. You are the hardworking men and women who advance America's progress and fight for it when called upon. As this vessel makes its way, we applaud you and your service for your commitment to our region and nation. I would also like to congratulate representatives, and I think they're here today, from Fincantieri Bay Shipyard in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, for building this impressive ship. I would also like to applaud Interlake Steamship and its president, Mark Barker, to whom I will make a presentation shortly, who operate the largest privately held American fleet on the Great Lakes, headquartered here in Cleveland. Interlake's history traces back more than a century. What a phenomenal American company, a legacy, and a family. I've had the great pleasure of getting to know Mark and his wife and family over the years, seen his sons grow, particularly in his role as board chairman, which he doesn't have to do, of the National Museum of the Great Lakes in Toledo. It is very deserving. That's where the great ships position from coming from north to south and then headed out east to west. Toledo has a role. All right. It is very deserving that this vessel bears his name. He loves the sea. Here today we also have with us Mark's father, who kindly spoke today, Jim Barker, and his wife Kay, and he serves as board chairman of Interlake Steamship. When it was announced that he was awarded the Lone Sailor Award by the U.S. Navy, keep in mind that the others who received that award were Ohio Senator and Colonel in the Marine Corps and astronaut John Glenn, President Teddy Roosevelt, and President John F. Kennedy. Not bad company. Not bad company. Now, let's extend an extra round of applause to this gifted, generous, and patriotic American. As I mentioned earlier, it's impossible to overstate the importance of the Great Lakes and shipping to American life. As America changes because of climate change, look at what is happening west of the Mississippi River to our fellow citizens in state after state after state. We must honor our freshwater legacy and care for it for the generations to come. Perhaps the best way to illustrate the reality of what we are about today is to highlight the Soo Locks, located in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, through which the Mark W. Barker will travel. That is the point where most of you know the Lake Superior empties into Lake Michigan. And without the help of the Soo Lock, we could not have an integrated lakes system. The Army Corps of Engineers, which operate the Soo Locks, call them the linchpin of the Great Lakes. As chair of the House Energy and Water Committee, I repledge to you, so long as I hold that gavel, you will not be forgotten. And I do so in memory of a great congressman who taught me some of what I know. He's no longer with us, Congressman James Oberstar of Duluth, Minnesota. Truly a great congressman. Here's why the Soo Locks are so important. The Department of Homeland Security estimates that if that lock failed, the entire North American economy would suffer tremendously, reducing our gross domestic product by $1 trillion and destroying immediately 11 million jobs and more thereafter. And I can tell you, as a member of the Defense Committee, the nation could not conduct war. The Soo Locks are critical American infrastructure that ensure safe and efficient passage of all that is needed for American commerce, industry, and of late, actually, recreation with all these cruise boats coming through the Great Lakes for the first time. Thank you, Cleveland, for your leadership. Thank you, Mayor, for your leadership in this effort. A functioning Soo Lock keeps our economy on track and helps assure our national security. The American people delivered funding to the Great Lakes, and we should be very proud that manufacturing and agriculture are backbones of our Great Lakes economy, and it is our duty to keep them strong. I would like to recognize and thank the Port of Cleveland, especially Will Friedman, I know he's here somewhere, for all that you do to support our industry throughout this region. The ports of Toledo, Sandusky, Huron, Vermilion, Lorain, all the way to Cleveland, and then on to Northeast Ohio and beyond, are blessed with an abundance of maritime innovation. Today is an unforgettable day for all of us, and all of those who are elected officials of all parties up here today and those sitting in the audience tell you we will work together on behalf of our common interests for the nation's purpose, and that is liberty, liberty for all. Please let me close with this quote from President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who urged us to reach a port, we must set sail. Sail, not tie at anchor. Sail, not drift. Boy, isn't that good advice. Today, with the christening of the Mark W. Barker, we are setting sail again in the Great Lakes. Together, let us build a strong future for our beloved country and our role in it with this seafaring community. And may the Mark W. Barker and all those who sail on it and those who wish it well have fair winds and following seas for many decades to come. I would ask Congresswoman Chantal Brown to join me now to present to Mark W. Barker a flag flown over the Capitol of the United States to be placed somewhere special in honor of this day. I'll ask Congresswoman Brown to read the certificate.
All right. This is to certify that the flag presented with this certificate was flown over the capital of the United States, especially for presentation to the Interlake Steamship Company and the MV Mark W. Barker, celebrating the first Great Lakes bulk carrier to be built on the Great Lakes in over 35 years on the occasion of the ship's christening on this day, September 1st, 2022. Presented by our Congresswoman, Marcy Kaptur.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't help but feel a great sense of confidence and optimism after hearing from Representatives Kaptur and Brown, not just for our industry, but for our region and for the country. So again, appreciate their words so very much. So next I have the privilege and great honor of introducing my boss, a visionary leader who has thoughtfully and strategically transformed the company to where we are today. Mark graduated from SUNY Maritime College with a bachelor's degree in marine engineering and an unlimited third assistant engineer's license. He sailed for a period before entering management at Interlake, where he worked as a fleet engineer. Mark managed multiple special engineering and strategic projects before becoming president of the company in 2007. He holds an MBA from Case Western Reserve University's Weatherhead School of Management. He is the chairman of the Lake Carriers Association, where he plays a pivotal leadership role for its membership and the maritime industry. He has led the way on numerous Great Lakes environmental initiatives, including pioneering emission reduction technology through exhaust gas scrubbers. He has served as a member of the board of directors of Green Marine, an organization focused on environmental issues. Thank you, thank you. He established a partnership with the University of Wisconsin to conduct testing of ballast water management systems aboard a Great Lakes vessel. Mark is engaged with a council of Great Lakes governors and premiers, maritime initiative to increase system efficiency and increase maritime commerce on the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence Seaway system. As an industry leader, Mark frequently speaks at international shipmasters conventions, Great Lakes waterways conferences, and other Great Lakes industry events. Mark is the chairman of the board of the National Museum of the Great Lakes and the Great Lakes Historical Society. He serves as a member of the board for Moran Towing Corporation, the Great Lakes Science Center, the American Maritime Partnership, and is an active member of the Council of the American Bureau of Shipping. Please welcome Interlake President and the namesake for our new vessel, Mark W. Barker.
Wow. Thank you, everyone. And I don't, it's a hard act. Excuse me, let me have a sip of water. What a hard act to follow between Congressman Brown and Congressman Marcy Kaptur, so thank you. It's really, just want to say thank you and welcome to you all. It's an incredible and historic day, and I'm truly humbled and a little, I don't know, bashful right now or whatever the word is. Mayor Bibb, thank you for the weather. We have a NOAA representative. I was going to give them credit, but I think you nailed it, so we appreciate that. I want to thank you all for being here to celebrate, to witness and celebrate with us. Everyone from Interlake is honored that you took the time out of your busy schedules to join us on this important day for Interlake and the maritime industry. Some of our insurance underwriters even flew in from England, and we appreciate that effort. That's a long journey to come here today. I need to also thank Captain Berger and the crew, along with Paul Christensen, our VP of Operations and his operations group, and all the other Interlake employees who have been working tirelessly to get this boat looking great. They did an amazing job. It really, This boat has already been in service, and so to get it cleaned up is a monumental effort, and thank you to all of you. Mayor Bibb, thank you for coming here and welcoming our guests. It's a privilege having you. And Congressman Brown, thank you as well for being here. We're honored both that you were able to both come join us today and celebrate the ship that has so many ties to Cleveland. Congressman Kaptur, I cannot thank you enough for being here and what you do for the Great Lakes. From ensuring that the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative is funded to fighting for what we've already heard about the Soo Locks and the critical connection to the St. Lawrence Seaway system, to getting the funding to maintain our breakwalls and dredging our channels so we can move safely. You are the champion of Ohio and the Great Lakes, and we are thankful for what you do. Thank you. We are here today to celebrate this great ship behind me. And while I'm humbled by the fact that it bears my name, I stand here not to talk to you as the ship's namesake, but as the president of Interlake Maritime Services and the Interlake Steamship Company. This is a significant milestone for both Interlake and the maritime industry, an industry that is critical to our region's economy and our national economy and our national security. It is ships like this that move the important cargo, as you already heard, through the Great Lakes, our industrial heartland of America. The ship was moved to move the road salt that is mined right here in Cleveland by Cargill throughout the Great Lakes to ensure that our roads and highways are safe during the winter. But as it returns to Cleveland, it will bring back with it the other important commodities that also drive our regional and national economy that we've heard. Some of these cargoes are really iron ore that's mined in Minnesota and Michigan, made into steel here in Cleveland, Detroit, and Indiana. They'll also carry limestones from the mines of Ohio and Michigan, which are critical to our steelmaking, construction, and cement businesses. If you tour the ship, you may have noticed in many respects it is very different than a traditional Great Lakes self-unloader. This is intentional, as we made unique changes to the design of the ship so that it could be more versatile and more capable in meeting our customer needs. For example, this ship has large load-bearing McGregor hatches that will allow project cargo to be loaded and carried on top of them. The hatch openings are much larger than you see of a typical self-unloader. The hatches create a 46 by 80 foot opening into the rectangular cargo holds below. This rectangular cargo hold will allow the vessel to carry close to 40% more cargo than a current vessel in the same trade. This box-shaped cargo hold will also allow us to be able to utilize the ship to carry cargoes that may have not traditionally moved on the lakes. It is important that we have the ability to move new types of cargo to meet the needs of the changing supply chain of the future. As we've already heard, the ship was built with Tier 4 engines to meet the most stringent emission regulations and a modern hull form to allow the flow of the propeller, water flow to the propeller, to be even further, reduce the ship's environmental impact per ton of cargo carried. When you build a ship of this magnitude with the high expectations of a long and prosperous life, it is important to protect it with tough, durable coatings. And for that, as you've heard, we've turned to Sherwin-Williams right here in Cleveland to fully coat all the exposed surfaces inside and out of this ship. This vessel would not be possible without the hard work and dedication of our employees. It is our employees that make Interlake what it is. And they're absolutely. It is their dedication, hard work, and creativity that allows us to even have the opportunity to discuss how we work with our partners to develop a new project like this. The seeds of this project were sown over 7 years ago when then Ken Ellen of Cargill, who's now retired, met with the Interlake team to discuss Cargill's needs and challenges. A few years passed, and about 5 years ago, we followed up with a more serious conversation with the Cargill team that led to the design spiral that brought us here today. The concept of this ship came off the drafting tables of our own very in-house engineering team led by Ian Sharp with the assistance of Eric Helder and the rest of our Interlake team. It is a bittersweet project with Ian, as Ian will be retiring later this year. And I can tell you the contributions Ian has made to this maritime industry is absolutely incredible. So, Ian, thank you for all what you've done to get this ship designed. With the concept in hand, with help from Bay Engineering, we formalized our preliminary design into something that we could build into a financial model around to see if this project would even make sense for Interlake and Cargill. We took the concept to bid, working with Bay Engineering and Fincantieri Bay Shipbuilding to fine-tune the design and construction costs. With the approval of our shareholders and board of directors, which many are here today in front of me, in our financial support of our bank syndicate led by BMO Harris, we entered in discussions with the shipyard. Working with Todd Thays, the general manager of Bay Shipbuilding, at the time we were able to come to an agreement, and in May of 2019 sign a contract to construct what was then referred to as Hull number 788, my preferable name of this ship. So if you've been around me during this project, that's how I refer to this boat. It was an exciting day because we were going to build the first ship since the Paul R. Tagurtha, then when it was constructed, the William J. Delancey. Then came the hard work. Under watchful eyes of Amelia Yacht, project manager leading the project for Bay Shipbuilding team, and Rick Hanning, Interlake's on-site project supervisor, the shipyard cut the first steel for the ship in August of 2019. Construction was not without its challenges. This ship was built in the midst of a global pandemic during which the country was experiencing government-mandated shutdowns, supply chain disruptions, labor shortages, and challenges not previously seen in our lifetimes. However, despite all those challenges, the project moved forward and the work got done. We took delivery of this beautiful vessel this past July, and I'd like to thank Craig Percival, the VP General Manager of Fincantieri Bay Shipbuilding, and Project Manager Amelia Yacht for their hard work and effort, and truly the whole entire team of Bay Shipbuilding. It was an immense effort by their group, and we have an amazing vessel because of that. I'd also like to thank Rick Hanning, Chief Engineer Eric Waslow, Captain Paul Berger, along with many others, for their hard work that was involved in getting this vessel out and trading. This is something we haven't done in a long time. So when you say, oh, we're going to build a new ship and let's get it running, we're like, wait, we have to order like linens and all sorts of things you never even thought of when you have ships that have been operating for many, many decades. This ship is a symbol of so many things, but perhaps most importantly, it's a symbol of a strong, vibrant U.S. Jones Act fleet, both on the Great Lakes and across this country. Make no mistake, the Jones Act is critical to our country's economic strength and our national security. The American merchant marine is critical to the efficient transportation of goods on our coasts, on our Great Lakes, and the inland waterways. The viability of our shipbuilders is equally important, as it is the need to ensure that we have skilled labor to build and operate these vessels now and into the future. This ship represents so many things to so many people, and I am proud of what this ship represents to our industry and what it means for our nation. Thank you to Cargill and all our customers for trusting us to deliver for you and your continued support. Thank you to all our vendors, repair facilities that not only help build our ships, but that help keep them maintained and operating safely and reliably year in and year out. And thank you to our unions and their members that make up our vessel's crews, who are truly the face of Interlake and who make great sacrifices to ensure that our ships get the job done and done right. And I want to do a special thank you to all of our crew's families who support them while they do the hard work at sea away from home. So give them a round of applause. Thank you to all the men and women who work every day to make this maritime industry great. And finally, my sincere thank you to each and every one of you. You are special to Interlake, and we are thrilled that you can be with us for this momentous occasion. Thank you. I would like to now introduce Sonia Roberts, who is the president of Cargill Salt Business, which produces and sells de-icing, water softening, food, industrial, and agricultural salt products in North America and Europe. She brings 3 decades of experience to her role of overseeing strategy, execution, and financials of across 2,000 employees in 25 locations in North America and the Dutch Caribbean. We're very fortunate to have Cargill as a great partner in building this ship. Sonia, thank you for being here today with us to celebrate, and your entire Cargill team. So please, Sonia, thank you.
Good morning. What a beautiful day, so thank you, Mayor. It really is. And if you can do that, I have some other weather I want from you. I'm Sonia Roberts, and as Mark mentioned, I'm the president of Cargill Salt. But really, I am here today representing the Cargill team, many of whom really have been a part of this journey for several years, and some since the beginning. And they're sitting right here, and I'm so proud of them. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. For us, the Mark W. Barker is a symbol of what's possible for us to work together. And for our customers, our partnership with Interlake is really evidence of Cargill's commitment to nourish the world in a safe, responsible, and sustainable way. At Cargill, we really ultimately have the privilege of connecting our customers to the resources, the markets, the products, when they need them. And that's the most important part. So I want to take this moment to thank the Interlake team for really your vision of the future. When this all started, you enabled us really to do the simplest thing, which is move product from places of abundance to places of deficit. You saw a gap in the market, you listened to us as your customers, and then you spent time understanding how to close that gap. And it's been a great partnership that will enable us to really to fulfill our mission. Frankly, as a leader, I hope this is what my employees do with all of our customers. You really did model that. You helped us find and create a solution that helps us both. So thank you for that. For our salt business, this means that this amazing vessel you see behind us will help us deliver salt from our Cleveland mine to customers throughout the Great Lakes network. I live in Minnesota, and prior to joining the salt business, I got to tell you, I didn't think much about what it takes to keep roads safe and clear in the winter. I bet many of you don't either. I only know the impacts, and I only knew really what happens when it goes bad, right? We understand that when roads are covered in snow and ice, we know how it is to commute to work or to school. It's not fun. When our neighborhood businesses have to open late or close early because of the weather, when our mail's delayed, and heaven forbid that the Amazon truck can't make it to my house, right? We all understand the importance of the disruptions when the roads are not safe. But I want to express gratitude, really, for those who make it possible to keep our families and our neighbors safe every day by putting salt on the roads. Our salt team at Cargill includes more than 200 Ohio residents dedicated to safely producing, transporting, and storing salt that keeps our roads safe and keeps commerce moving. So our team works year-round to produce that salt and bring it forward. And we rely on our ability to actually move it forward where our customers need it and when they need it. So in the future, when you see clear, safe roads, especially here in Cleveland, I hope you'll take a minute to consider everyone that plays a part in that journey. For the miners under Lake Erie, to the teams that sell and really schedule the product, to the crew of the Mark W. Barker, to the local municipality workers, and to the community snowplow drivers. It takes everyone working together to keep us safe each and every winter. Today is the culmination of years of planning and hard work, and I'm so proud to be a part of this, celebrating this incredible vessel and everything that will be possible as a result of this partnership. Thank you again, to the Interlake team. Thank you for your focus on what our customers need and what you've been able to enable for us. I also want to say a huge thank you to all of the others that are on stage with me that have made this possible. It really does take a village. And as a result of this partnership, I would tell you, our customers can have confidence in the resilience of our supply chain now and the ability to safely produce, deliver de-icing salt, and keep roads safe and keep commerce moving. So thank you.
Okay, so one, we cannot say thank you enough to Cargill. So I'd love to give multiple things. We are to say thank you to Cargill. We'd like to present this beautiful artwork, and actually we have one other that we can have, so you can have it in 2 offices if you want. They're different photos, so you can pick or choose, but both were painted by Paul Lamar Sr. Most of you, I probably do not need to introduce who Paul Lamar Sr. is, but he is a wonderful marine artist on the Great Lakes out of Detroit, and actually one that works in the maritime businesses as well. And so this is the cover art for Greenwoods that was done by him, that we commissioned, and we would like to give you this as an appreciation of our partnership and something that you can remind what your contract helped build. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.
Take it and do it.
Well, thank you again. I'm privileged now to ask our chairman to return to introduce the next stage of our ceremony. Thank you.
This is a great day for the company, and we are very proud to have this ship in our fleet. I would like to acknowledge one person. Admiral Michael Johnson is in the audience, and he was the person who announced to me that I was going to be the lone sailor designee this year, representing the U.S. Coast Guard, because I am a Coast Guard officer. I was a Coast Guard officer. And this is the highest honor I am sure I will ever get. So thank you, Admiral Johnson. This ship is to be named the Mark W. Barker, after our President and Chief Executive Officer, who among many other things, led this project. Mark and his team, and I would emphasize the team, has brought this company into the 21st century. First with the re-engineering of a number of ships from steam to diesel. And then he followed that up with putting scrubbers on all of our 1,000-footers and other ships. And we're considering more, so that all that comes out of the stack is steam. And finally, as you've heard, the team put together this ship. This was not simple, and it took a lot of leadership to do that. And Mark's thanked the board of directors, but over the last, 15 years, we have spent $400 million on this fleet, and Mark has led us through all of that. So we will go on to the christening. Megan November is going to do the christening. She is Mark's partner, and the two families are together. She grew up in Rocky River. Then she went west to Colorado State University to get her undergraduate degree. She graduated. She liked to do some skiing, and she was running some dude ranches, so she's a horsewoman besides. But then she turned to building furniture in Colorado, and that's where she learned the trade. And She returned to Cleveland a few years ago and started working with Rust Belt Reclamation, a maker of high-end furniture for hotels, boardrooms, and other uses. And her work can be found in Cleveland, all across the United States, and internationally. And as I say, it's very high-end work. She had a chance to buy the company a few years ago, which she did. So she is now the owner and president of Rust Belt Reclamation. She also is the proud mother of 2 children, Hadley and George. And as you will see, Hadley is a 12-year-old, a very good student, loves playing volleyball, both at school and on a travel team. And George is a big sportsman also. He's presently playing football. And Hadley, take note of, is the maid of honor. And so her job is several. One, she's got to hold the flowers of Megan while she christens the ship. And 2, she has to give guidance and support to her mother. So Hadley, I know you'll do a great job. So shall we proceed to the, I'd like those children to come up now. And 2 other children, Mark's boys, Luke Barker and Eli Barker. They're both at university school, and Luke is a sailor and is sailing now, and Eli plays lacrosse and is actually a big fisherman. I'm surprised there's a fish left in Lake Erie, but I guess there is. So we will proceed to the podium to christen the ship.
Father Norm Douglas, I'd ask that you return to the podium to do a blessing of the ship.
Lord God, our first response is, wow. Thank you again. We're reminded of your real and active presence in our world, especially when people come together, as in this event, to build a better future, to collaborate with one another, and to make our world more the way you want it to be. In a special way now, I ask you to bless this ship, the Mark W. Barker, and in blessing it in a special way, be with the crew that they keep safe and secure. Be with all who have made this event possible today. And may every one of us, through our daily lives, also be a vessel of your goodness and love. Amen.
Okay. You ready? Get ready to step in. Your glasses need to go down. Safety first. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. I christen this ship the Mark W. Barker. May God bless this ship and all who sail on her. May they have fair winds and following seas.
much, Mark and Megan. I now ask you to remain standing for the Coast Guard to retire the colors. A great thank you to the Coast Guard and their participating to present and retire the colors this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you to all of you, and I want to express our sincere appreciation for you all taking part in this extraordinary day, one that marks a milestone for Interlake, not just for where we are, but where we're going. I appreciate your being here, and this concludes our ceremony. Again, thank you.